This cannot be real. I think they just added this. I saw it flit across the screen out of the corner of my eye. Do we have the screenshot of the chick who called Sydney Sweeney a butterface? There is a woke writer. The Daily Mail, to their credit, did a story about this. A woman named Rachel Beitkofer has said that Sydney Sweeney is a butterface. Again, this woman's name is Rachel Beitkofer, and I would suggest that Rachel has not laid off on biting any food in the last 30 years of her life, because while she might think that Sydney Sweeney is a butterface, she has spent most of her life filling her face with butter. Do we have this image? I think we're going to have it shortly. The Sydney Sweeney story continues to just never end. Yesterday, there was a video of people calling her racist. It has continued to accelerate. Donald Trump has weighed in. J.D. Vance has weighed in. And I think you're about to see Rachel Beitkofer as this photo is added to the mix. And you are going to look at this and you are going to say, why? There you go. The girl on the left, and girl is doing a lot of work there. The girl on the left has decided that the girl on the right is a butterface. If that were true, Rachel Beitkofer would definitely eat it because she eats everything. So I hope Sydney Sweeney's not a butterface, because Rachel would be all over your face, because based on the quadruple chin picture over there, she is not turning down very many meals. This also raises a question. Has any attractive woman complained about the Sydney Sweeney ad? I've only seen fat chicks and woke chicks, a lot of overlap there, Venn diagram style, complaining about the Sydney Sweeney ad. I don't get it. I'm incredibly good looking, as all of you can tell. As an incredibly good-looking person, I don't feel bad when other incredibly good-looking people get to do modeling. It's only really fat, ugly people. You know, I just look at this and I say, on some level, the political party, and by the way, that's going to get clipped. I do not think I'm incredibly good-looking. Not any longer. Maybe never. But I do think, so quote me accurately, my sarcasm font doesn't always translate. I do think that much of how people make decisions about what political party they're in, I mean casuals, people who don't really dive into economic policy or don't really sit around and think about much about the border, or, hey, what policies limit crime, or, hey, what do I think about immigration policy? Like all these things, right? They're very complicated, and most people, I think it's 90% of Americans, don't have a coherent political philosophy. That means 90% of people believe some things that are considered right-wing, some things that are considered left-wing. They're just not obsessing over politics. I do think people, though, look around and think to themselves, do I really want to roll with this group? And I would submit, if you're going out publicly and the group you're rolling with looks like a pot of whales, and they're really unattractive chicks, a lot of women look around and they're like, yeah, I don't want to hang out with Shamu. Like, I don't really know what I think about the policy of homeschooling. But if Shamu's for it, I'm against it. And there's definitely a lot of dudes out there. Can we put up the chick again? Who look around and say, yeah, I mean, I love Sydney Sweeney. I don't care about the jeans ads. But I don't want to be with the fat chick who's calling other people butterface. And so I do think that there is a cultural association that is going on where one party, and it's the Republican Party, likes to have fun, likes pretty girls, likes boobs, likes football, thinks that it's better to go to the gym and bench press as much as you can as opposed to being fat like the Rachel chick here. And then there's another party that's just constantly hectoring you and looks like Shamu. And I just definitely, no offense to Shamu, lovely killer whale, probably not even very fat. In grand scheme of things, calling someone Shamu, probably very unfair to me. So let me apologize to the killer whale community right now, because I bet your body fat is actually lower than the woke fat chick here. And so I don't want to disparage or malign or unfairly characterize a killer whale as being Shamu. It is a cultural decision. And you are alienating normal people who like basic normal things, football, pretty girls, beer. And I do think there is an element of Sydney Sweeney, the story here, which is, if you want me to kind of extrapolate on a larger scale about politics being downstream from culture, American Eagle's Sydney Sweeney ad is the direct opposite of the Bud Light ad that basically tanked Bud Light as a beer. And so, again, this is a Daily Mail photo. They're working up the photo so we can zoom in even better. Again, apologies to Shamu. Can we pull up the... Oh, this is like... I mean, this is the chick who called Sydney Sweeney a butterface. This is the left-wing Democrat chick who was like, Sydney Sweeney is a butterface. Again, I want to apologize to Shamu. I don't think Shamu is this fat. Is Shamu still alive from SeaWorld, or did Shamu die? Even dead, Shamu is better looking than this chick. So I want to apologize to all the killer whales out there, both living, dead, past, present. This is, I think, how the Democrat Party has lit itself on fire. They have a clueless, completely illogical party that's arguing, hey, men should be able to be women. We should celebrate, what was it, Dylan Mulvaney putting on a sports bra and pretending to be a chick even though he has a penis. And, oh my goodness, Bud Light, so inclusive of you. And every man was like, yeah, I'll just drink another beer. Sydney Sweeney is the opposite. And I think women have been taken advantage of in general because they tend to be nicer and more welcoming as a group of men pretending to be women than men are of women pretending to be men. Like, there's no woman pretending to be a man who has been named Man of the Year because no man would stand for it. This Shamu-like figure here would be saying, hey, chicks with dicks are a good thing. You're a pussy if you don't think chicks with dicks are a thing. Sydney Sweeney is awful, but I'm the alpha female desirable party here. Butterface indeed. That's a chick who's never seen a butter that she said no to. That's all I'll say. Oh, no. Oh, now they're really, again, I would hate for this to become a thing, but I want to publicly apologize to Shamu the killer whale, because early in today's show, I referred to this fat chick as Shamu, and I actually think we have a side-by-side comparison right now. If you did a body fat analysis, I actually think Shamu has a far lower BMI than this woke Democrat writer does. So I do not want to be unkind. That is not in my spirit. That is not in my essence. That is not in my core value. So deeply, sincerely, honestly, from the bottom of my heart to the killer whale community out there, I'm sorry for comparing you to, what's this chick's name? Rachel Bite Saucer or whatever her name was. That's on me. I apologize to the killer whale community. When I take my trip to the Arctic and I'm going through to check and see how rapidly the seas are melting, I do not want the killer whale pods to come after me. When I go up to Alaska, when I go out to Seattle, I don't want them coming after me, because the killer whales, this is true, have been shown recently to be in pod form attacking different vehicles, different vessels that are out on the open sea. and I do not want them to come after me. Adam tells me that Shamu was 1,984 pounds. Still lower body fat than this Rachel chick. You know, Shamu wore it well. Some people are, got a little bit of extra cushion, but you see it and they wear it well. I do not think that it is fair for Bite Kofer. Imagine being really fat and your last name is Bite. Well, wouldn't that alone make you eat less? Because it's such an easy point of attack. If I were super fat and my name was Clay Bites a Lot, I think I would eat less. Wouldn't you? Because you would be like, oh, here I am biting a lot. I'm eating too much again. I would think that having a name, being fat, and having a name that suggests that you do something that aids in your fatness would actually not allow you to be super fat. That's why Shamu's in good shape. Sorry for Rachel Bite Kofer. Again, apologies to the killer whale community.